So today, we're playing the Ranger, and we've got an awesome build. We're commanding an army of empowered pets, including the mighty Ice Dragon, Ruby Chonk, Carrot Goobert, Squirrel Archer, Ruby Whelp, and the best for last, Stone Golem. The Stone Golem Carrot Goobert gives a ton of power, increasing the damage of all our pets. But hey, check it out and let me know what you think of it. Okay, let's go and jump some rank games with a random character and see who we're going to get today. So it looks like we're playing the Ranger. We do start off with a binary basket, chip sapphire, and a stone. Now that's going to be 2 stones, so maybe we could go for stone golem type builds. Potentially. I'm going to buy everything on sale as we roll. I'm going to grab you, although that is a freaking shovel. So we'll be crafting you up. So are we going to run with this, or do we sell our wooden buckler to roll? I think I'm just going to run with this. And we got 2 nature items and no healing. So definitely not a great start. But I couldn't resist a shovel. Shovel and some stones. But our opponent does also have that shields, and we are going to be running out of stamina pretty fast. But not too bad. We still managed to pull ahead. Just pausing the video here very quickly just to ask you to subscribe. It really helps me out. Thanks. Now let's get back to the video. Definitely not too bad. Now we'll be grabbing the storage. I'm going to grab his pocket sands. I'm going to grab a garlic as well. And I'm going to roll once. And I'm definitely going to grab a stone with a banana and some shiny shells. If we're going for golems, we definitely need some shiny shells. These are going to be holy items. And we're going to be looking for a holy armor. That way we can generate up a lot of regen for stone golems. However, can we deal with this Reaper who does have a shovel and a broom? They have inflicted some poison and some blind on us. It's looking super close, but that poison, unfortunately, is going to take us down. Not so great. So we did get a rainbow badge. You know what? I'm actually going to reserve it, but for now, I'm going to grab this bit of storage. I'm going to grab our banana. And I'm going to craft up a spike shields. But I'm also going to grab our shiny shell for now, and yeah, I'm going to move on. So this shouldn't be too bad a setup for right now. Low DPS, but it still shouldn't be too bad. Our opponent does have that turnip. They do have a spike shields. So that's not going to be that great. Now, our sharp bow doesn't actually trigger the spike shields, but our freaking shovel does. However, if we manage to inflict a lot of blinds, the accuracy on this turnip is going to be super low. I mean, they're not going to be able to hit us, and we could potentially outpace him, but that definitely not the case. Now, unfortunately, I was really hoping for that dig deeper skill, which again we didn't really get, unfortunately. Now we can take markswoman because the stone golem is going to be a ranged weapon, or we can take slime time for a bit of healing with our final basket. I think that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to grab the stone. I'm going to grab the rainbow badge. I'm going to roll once. That's also flame. I'm going to roll again, and that is amazing. Which I'm going to sell for right now. And we can also craft up a poison bow, but it is worth 7 gold. Is that something we are willing to actually do? I think we'll go ahead and do that for now, because if we inflict a turbo amount of blinds, and then also inflict that poison, we'll have these little gooblings for a ton of healing. And then if we do survive for 7 seconds, we get 1 of every buff, giving us some weapon damage, giving us a bit of regen. And yeah. Shouldn't be too bad. Now our opponent does have the skull badge, which means they're going to be inflicting a lot more debuffs than us. Which is not so great. They also have a lot more max life. And they're going to have a ton of healing with the Amulet of Life and that spicy banana. But yeah, can our tiny little gooblings keep us alive? Unfortunately, that poison is going to chip us down a little bit too fast. Yeah, unfortunately. It is what it is. And we did get ourselves a carrot, which is kind of awesome. Although I'm going to sell this to grab this and craft this up. I'm going to add in our carrots, and I'd love to be rolling for some stones, but unfortunately we'll be moving on. And I'm going to be grabbing this shard bow as well to potentially craft up a freaking another poison bow. But yeah, we keep moving for now. Now, our Peasant's Flask did only manage to inflict a tiny bit of poison. Our opponent does resist or has a chance to resist poison with the Dragon Claws, unfortunately. And yeah, with these claws, they're going to be scaling up a lot of damage with that axe. So unfortunately, we could be in a big trouble here. Although if we keep inflicting that blinds, shouldn't be too bad. Although we get smacked one more time, we do end up losing, and not too bad. But the thing is, we could actually go for a Carrot Goobert. But let's grab a short bow. There's also a bloody ammo on sale. I'm going to grab as we roll. I kind of also want to grab this dragon, but that's a shiny shell. That's a set of blueberries. If we're going for a bunch of short bows, we don't exactly want this bloody amulet, so I'm going to make a mistake and going to sell it for now. I'm going to grab the blueberries because we're going to need to start stacking up some mana and some luck so we can start scaling up our power with our cards, but I'm going to be moving on. Now that's an axe, but I'm not going to be going for it. However, our opponent does have a Poison Spear Shelly. They're going to be inflicting a turbo amount of poison on us. But with our double cards, we actually get rid of a lot of the poison. So actually, our opponent is going to be helping us quite a bit. Even though they do have that Shelly, they're still going to end up with more poison on themselves. So definitely not too bad for us. Okay, let's go ahead and craft up that Carrot Goobert. It's the time we sell our shovel. I'm going to be grabbing a ruby egg. I'm going to sell the shovel because I'm going to go grab this, looking for an amethyst steel, and holy moly, did we get extremely lucky. But yeah, I'm going to be moving on. We do need to find ourselves a heart container till we craft up a freaking stone golem. But can we deal with this ranger who does have a lot of flat damage with some stones? And yeah, we should have no problem facing this one. They don't really even have a skill in, so yeah, shouldn't be too much of a problem. We're inflicting a ton of debuffs, and awesome. And once we get a Carrot Goobert in, we're going to be stacking up a lot more damage for ourselves, and we definitely want to go for big ball of treats because we're going to activate our pets multiple times. Since we have a ruby egg with a Carrot Goobert, I'm going to be grabbing that. Now, we did get a little forging hammer, which is awesome with Empower. Maybe we should grab it, but I'm not going to be taking it. I do want to grab the squirrel and the shiny shell and the little goblin as we continue to roll. And that is holy armor on sale with the cards. Not too bad. I will actually be taking another funny pack as well. But yeah, for now, I will be crafting up a Squirrel Archer. And yeah, we'll be moving on. Squirrel Archer is going to be awesome. Instead of crafting up another Belladonna Shade, a Squirrel Archer is going to be using up very little stamina. It gets the benefits from our Carrot Gooberts, and it does have a chance to activate twice with our big ball of treats. So it shouldn't be too bad. That's a lot of Empower stacked up, increasing our weapon damage, and not too bad. Definitely not too bad. But I did want to grab our holy armor. I did want to grab another freaking carrot as we roll. That is a big bow and arrow on sale. Maybe we do want to grab it. I'm going to start a spike shield to grab a bow and arrow, and I'm going to roll once. And that's also Toad. Do we want the Toad? It would scale up our luck. It is on sale. I'm definitely going to grab it, and you know what? I'm going to grab the fanny pack with some healing herbs, and you know what? I definitely want that deck of cards so we can craft up a freaking ruby chunk. With a lot of items, I do want to grab not a whole lot of storage to fit all this in. But hey, at least with our Squirrel Archer in, we should be able to steal some buffs and deal a ton of damage, especially with our ruby Whelp as well. Making fantastic use of that in power and smashing. Now we do have a choice to make, and I'm definitely going to go for stone here because we are going to go for stone golem. So yeah, I'm definitely going to take, and holy moly, that's insanely lucky. For sure. But we got to take it. I do want to craft it up pretty much immediately. But I also want to grab the deck of cards to potentially find ourselves a ruby chunk as well. But here for now, we'll be moving on. I did take out a banana. We don't exactly have the stone skill in for right now because we don't exactly want it placed in until we craft up our stone golem, unfortunately. Our opponent does have a ton of max life with the snake. They have a crazy setup with a wisdom pup as well, and they have a ton of max life and a rat chef of all things. That present is a super fun game, to be honest, or a super fun item to be using up. So we got a Hollow Fire Lizard, which we're going to pretty much take instantly. Unfortunately, we can't even fit in our holy armor, which is a little less than ideal. Toad is not as valuable anymore since we do have the deck of cards, because that does give us two luck at the very beginning. But it's still on sale. I'm going to grab both these and I'm going to roll once. That's another squirrel, which I'd love to take, but I'm going to sell a bow and arrow and I'm going to roll because we're going to need some crit chance, some extra storage because we do need to add in our holy armor eventually. But yeah, we'll be moving on for right now. So once we get a ruby chunk in, we're going to be in a smashing spot. Once we get our holy armor in, we do start off with more regen because these are going to be an extra 2 regen each, meaning we're going to have 6 regen. And unfortunately, we're going to have to wait for a big ball of treats to proc that regen. But this is looking pretty darn smashing. Definitely not this fight. We're down to our final life, which is pretty darn scary. But yeah, we'll see. We're definitely going to take Jimbo for now. Jimbo should be pretty awesome. We're going to move you out a little bit. We're going to add you back in. We're going to take a crit chance. I'd love to take this carrots, but I'm going to roll. I'd also love to take the squirrel, but we do need to find that storage, and a 4-slot storage is exactly what I'm looking for. And do we get rid of our rainbow badge right now? It's been good, but I think it's time to actually get rid of it. I'll be back in a second while I sort our inventory out. But I think this is going to be our best setup for right now. So we do start off with 6 regen between our healing herbs and our 2 shiny shells. Unfortunately, it's just not enough to proc our stone golem instantly. So we either need our Squirrel Archer or our big bullet treat to actually generate up a tiny bit of regen. I would also like to use Jimbo because Jimbo could potentially give us some regen. Now we also want to grab another ruby egg because I definitely want to craft up some more ruby chunks, some big old dragons, because a 20% chance to activate ruby chunk again is going to be a lot of damage. Our opponent does have a poison setup. They're going to be trying to inflict a turbo amount of poison on us. But with our setup right now, we should be able to deal a ton of damage, and not too bad. Now we still didn't proc our stone golem, which is not so great. But I'm going to be taking that ruby egg. And I'm going to sell a banana. I'm going to roll once. And I kind of want to grab this too, but I do want to roll one more time. But yeah, unfortunately, we'll be moving on. So we do start off with a lot more heats. Our opponent does have a ton of block with that hardwood. And they're going to be able to stack up their Excalibur pretty fast. And we could be in a big trouble here. And we managed to proc our stone golem down, so that's going to be super awesome. And we got a crazy amount of power. And that's a ton of damage. So not too bad. Definitely smashing. Now we're going to grab the stamina sack. We're going to grab you. Amets of Alchemy, not so great. I'm going to grab another set of blueberries. I'm going to place in that Jimbo. Now we could also go for a heart container, but I'm not going to be taking it. I do want the stamina sack. I'm going to sell it so we can grab this for now as well. And add in our set of blueberries once again. What's the likelihood of getting 4 more stones for another stone golem? I think it's going to be super unlikely, so I'm not going to take it. But again, 6 regen. And we did proc stone golem, gives us a ton of power, a ton of block. And then our dragons and our Squirrel Archer should be able to use all that, and not too bad. Definitely looking pretty darn smashing overall. Now, we're definitely going to be taking our healing herbs. That's another dragon, which I do want to take 2. And I'm going to roll once. And I'm going to preserve this fanny pack, but we can't even really add in our ruby egg for now. Which is not so great, because I do want to start off with a ton of heat, so ruby chunk can stun our opponents. And I definitely want to hatch up that ruby egg as well, because the more dragons we do have in, the more damage we're going to deal, and not too bad. So the fight only lasted 7 seconds, and we do end up with a 60 DPS, dealing 400 damage, with not so much healing, but yeah, about 280 block. So not too bad overall. Also, yeah, we probably should have our armor in beside our amethyst steel. That will be quite clever. But I'm going to grab both these for now. That's also some regen, lover's card we could be taking as well, but I'm not going to be taking it. More crit chance. I'm not going to be taking either. Now I'm going to grab this protective purse. I'm going to keep rolling. Another holy armor on sale with a 8 mana orb. However, I just want to grab a dragon that we can craft up, being this whitish blue dragon. So I'm going to be taking this, I'm going to be crafting up the ice dragon. Now, unfortunately, it's not going to be placed beside our cards, which is less than ideal, but It is what it is. Now I'm going to take our Star of Courage to keep our slime time in. And yeah, I will be moving on with this for now. We do want more healing herbs. Not exactly. We should have enough to proc our stone golem with what we have so far. So yeah, we'll be moving on. And I'm going to be crafting up a ice dragon. Well, yeah, this should be pretty decent. And once we get an ice dragon, we could potentially get a little bit more block too. But yeah, we do start off with a lot more power. With our Amethyst Steel, with our stone golem, and our holy armor beside each other. And that's a lot of damage, so not too bad overall. And we got our ice dragon. We're going to be taking this fanny pack for now as well. It's also a bird as well, but we're not going to be taking it. Another gym buff for more buff stacking. I'm definitely going to grab it. Let's keep rolling. You know what? I'm going to grab this potion bag for now. I'm going to sell it too. I'm going to keep rolling. Another stone. Another shard bow. Let's roll. But I'm going to move our ice dragon in so it gets some crit chance. Our Belladonna shade is not going to be so great where it is, but it is what it is. Now we could also grab a bag of stones to increase the damage of our stone golem as well. Yeah, I think we're going to take it, but let's keep moving for now. Because getting plus 10 damage on our stone golem is going to be quite significant. It's a lot of DPS increase, which does mean we're going to get some block from it as well, which does increase our power. And yeah, this is looking pretty darn awesome. Unfortunately, I would love to craft up a third dragon, but we can't actually do that. So I'm going to have to keep rolling for now. Let's keep going. You know what, I'm actually going to grab this stamina sack. I know we did sell one earlier, but we can actually fill up our whole inventory by adding that in. We can add in our bag of stones. We can sell you. We can roll again. Set of blueberries. None of these. Let's keep moving. And one final time. We could have actually taken that shiny shell for another holy item on our holy armor. But it is what it is. Now I would like to grab another Jimbo because then we get a ton of buffs at the very beginning. But unfortunately we won't be able to fit it in anyway. So I'm going to keep rolling. Now I definitely would take this Hollow Fire Lizard. But again, you can't craft up that ruby chunk, unfortunately. So it is what it is, and yeah, I'm going to move our Amethyst Steel down into this position so it's targeting our Ice Dragon along with our Stone Golem, our Stones, and our Holy Armor. So that should be extremely awesome. And what a fun build this turned out to be. Definitely chaotic run with our Rainbow Badge. Let's end up with a Stone Golem, Ice Dragon, Ruby Chunk, with the big ball of treats triggering, or having a chance to trigger our pets multiple times. Well, let's go ahead and see if this is going to be good enough. Are we going to fall short? Can we win out? We are going to begin a big ball of treats. Turnip, Steel Gooberts. They're going to be stacking up a lot of damage and a lot of max life. But again, we're stacking up a lot of damage and all our pets actually don't really bother with spikes. So yeah, not too bad. We don't deal a lot of damage to ourselves. So unfortunately for opponents, we do smash them pretty darn strong. And the fight only lasted for 5 seconds. Because we did end up with 100 DPS from a Ruby Chunk, or Ice Dragon, or Squirrel Archer, Ruby Whelp, Stone Golem, and Belladonna Shade. A lot of weapons dealing a lot of damage. As for heals, yeah, not a whole lot of healing, but wasn't really expecting that. And then our block, actually 285. Which does give us enough time to smash our opponents. But hey, definitely super fun builds. But we did survive with 2 lives left. Let's go and see just how much rank points we managed to get. Plus 10. Actually ranked us up quite a bit. But anyways, I'm going to leave it for now. Just want to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even consider subscribing. And I hope to keep looking for the next one. I'll see you next time. Okay, we're in history. We're going to begin another big bowl of treats. Pretty much the same build as the last one, except they do have a Blood Gooberts. But unless they stack up a bunch of Vampirism, Blood Goobert's not going to be doing a whole lot, so smashing. Okay, we're in the history again, and we're going to begin a Turn Bloom with a Light Goober this time. Getting this sort of setup, keep up with us. They are going to be inflicting a ton of blind on us. But so do we. Not too bad. Okay, we are going up again a Flame Up, Eye Lamp, Friendly Fire, with a crazy amount of heat generation and some invulnerability with the King's Crown. So this one is going to have a lot of time with invulnerability, but yeah, they did reduce a lot of healing. They did manage to get to their big win con of 60 heat, but after that, not too bad. We did have 14 power. Okay, we're going to begin a crazy Deerwood Guardian Serpent Staff type build. This could be quite scary because they're going to be inflicting a turbo amount of poison. That Stubborn Staff is going to be dealing a ton of damage. It's going to be attacking super fast. And they're going to have a lot of damage reduction in that Bat Rage. But it didn't matter. We stacked up so much in power, so not too bad.